FS1 College Football sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Friday night on the Blue in Boise. What's better than this? Buster the Bronco getting you ready for Boise State and Wyoming. A couple of proud, tradition-rich programs, both coming in with a 5-4 record. Welcome inside, everybody, alongside Petros Papadakis. I am Dan Helly, and for the Broncos, George Holani is back. He's healthy, and their running back providing the spark on offense they've been looking for.
Well, they have offensive weapons, but George Holani seems like the most important one. When he is healthy, he can do so much from the running back position. 1st and 10, give him the ball, he can get you 5 yards between the tackles. There's a lot of guys that can do that, but he can go 40 yards downfield and catch post routes. He really is an electric player and provides a lot of excitement for this Bronco offense, which is more wide open than we've seen in the past.
Wide receiver Khalil Shakir, also a difference maker for the Broncos that we're going to be seeing tonight. And the Broncos offense, very diverse and very different than the Wyoming offense. They had a quarterback change a couple of weeks ago. Levi Williams inserted in, and last week paying dividends on the ground. He ran for 116 yards.
He started last year due to injury. This year he's starting because they feel like he gives them the best chance to win football games. Levi Williams has a live body and straightforward speed and can take off after a couple reads. They're really going to have to keep an eye on him. And he can throw the ball downfield as well. His maturation process is occurring right before our eyes. We'll see what they do with him on the Blue.
Third start of the season for Levi Williams. Wyoming looking for their first ever win on the Blue in Boise. We're back with kickoff after this. On the line in Boise tonight as we take a look at the Mountain West standings. Boise State still has a shot to win the Mountain Division, Petros. San Diego State remains the only ranked team in the Mountain West.
It has been a heck of a year in the Mountain West with a lot of good teams, a lot of parity. Coach Bull knows all about it.
He has a program that he has built over the last 8 years into one of the best in the conference. Andy Avalos knows this conference well, played linebacker here at Boise State. Beloved here, one of the great players in program history in his first season as the Broncos head coach. Boise wins the toss and deferred, so Wyoming will start things off with the ball first. Joel Velasquez kicking off. And Cameron Stone set to return for the Cowboys. And the ball is through the end zone. We talked about Levi Williams, his third start of the season tonight. Had 5 starts last year. They inserted him to the starting lineup a couple of weeks ago when things just weren't going well, Petros. They went 11 quarters without scoring a touchdown at one point.
They had to make some changes, and the seismic change was getting Levi Williams instead of Sean Chambers. Now, he had taken over for Chambers because of injury in the past. This was performance-based, as you said, Dan.
And Williams complete. First play of the game, first pass of the game to Trayton Welsh, his big tight end. Welsh had a bruised knee a while ago, but now 100%. On the offensive line, a lot of experience. 4 senior starters, one of them out, though. Eric Aboche not going to be playing. Keep your eye on number 5, Isaiah Nayor, one of the best receivers in the conference, a threat to score from anywhere. Titus Swain in at running back. Here is Swen, a tough 2-yard run right up the middle of that defense.
Boise's D's been tough this year. They have some great edge players in the front. Shane Irwin's a guy who's been a sack master, a little beat up. Dimitri Washington, hurt last year, back this year, doing really well. And I love this secondary, Dan. Great players at safety and the nickel between Jones, Skinner, and Canijo. So much fun to watch.
Boise pass defense ranking right in the middle of the Mountain West. 3rd and 1 here for Wyoming. And flag down on the play. The referee, Scott Campbell.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, not all 11 plays were set. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Looked like Levi tried to get him going a little quick here to get into the line of scrimmage. Coach Bull trying to figure it out on the sideline. Conservative start for the Cowboys with the short pass to the tight end, another run. Set yourself up for a makeable 3rd down. Penalty like that makes it very difficult.
Certainly changed the play call here on 3rd and 6 as opposed to 3rd and 1. And pass incomplete. Levi Williams looking for Welch again.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get it to Trayton Welsh or somebody else. Paul was kind of errant. Williams, yeah, he saw Welch, and Welch kind of ducked, didn't know it was for him. Miscommunication that leads to the punt. Really, the penalty set them back. Wyatt Whelan was the other guy in the area.
Ralph Fawaz on the punt for Wyoming. It was a 76-yard punt on the resume. Gets a friendly roll here down to the 21-yard line. And for this Boise State offense, Hank Bachmeier, 21 career starts over the last 3 seasons, a 16-6 record as a starter for Boise.
Hank the Tank. This is a guy that takes a lot of punishment. He leads this football team. He never gets too far up or too far down. He's got the right poise to lead these guys. And looking forward to another year next year, it looks like. Very high standard he set for himself.
Keep it on the ground here on 1st down, and that's Azizi Hearn on the tackle. George Shalani on the carry, coming off his best game of the season, 21 carries, 117 yards. Looking at that offensive line, they've had the same 5 guys the last couple of games, really starting to find their groove. Khalil Shakir on the outside, a wide receiver, moves all over the place, one of the more dangerous receivers in the country. Again, wrapped up as he gets past the 30-yard line. That's Caleb Robinson, Cole Goodbow on the stop. As we look at the Miami defense, they've had some injuries on the defensive line, down a couple of starters. Chad Muma is an NFL caliber linebacker. They had a lot of them here at Wyoming. Boise State goes to the air, picks up the 1st down. That one complete to Davis Cutter. If the name sounds familiar, it's because his dad, Dirk, former head coach at Boise, an NFL head coach.
Yeah, Boise roots for the Cutter family and a lot of these coaches on the staff. They do a great job of kind of keeping with their own. And Davis Cutter, a transfer from Portland State's been having an impact the last few weeks, started this game.
Tight end Riley Smith split out wide. Here's Helani. And gets just past the 50-yard line. Goodbow from his nose tackle spot on the stop.
Yeah, they're kind of packing him in here. Look at number 66 pull around here. That Ben Dooley come around and get a good hit on Victor Jones. Boise State looking a little bit like Wyoming to start this game, getting George Helani a healthy dose of carries inside the interior.
Helani again taking his time on 2nd and 6. And Helani picks up the 1st down. Azizi Hearn on the stop.
Helani patient here in the backfield, just stops his feet when one of the safeties, I think that was Braden Smith, pops into the hole and then picks the other hole on the right side and trickles out for a 1st down. Conservative drive, but a good drive to start for the Broncos at home.
Pressured. Bachmeier swings it out. And Helani breaks a tackle. Really something out of nothing there. Chad Muma finally makes the tackle, but nice job by Bachmeier.
Muma went and cleaned that up before it could get a first down, but this is just some of the poise that we talked about with Hank Bachmeier. Moves in the pocket well, keeps his eyes down the field, sets his feet, and gets the ball out to Helani. The game seemed to have really slowed down for Hank Bachmeier, the junior out of Murrieta, California.
2nd and 3 from the 33. Helani taken down in the backfield. Garrett Crawl, great play. Loss of 2 after the stop by Crawl, but Crawl goes down here. Is he grabbing that right knee?
Yeah, he's a little beat up after that great play. Got out to the edge and stopped George Helani in the backfield.
Back in a moment. Devontae. So there's Garrett Crawl, the defensive captain. Everything looked fine, made a great play, tackle for a loss, then went down to the turf. Here's a look at his right knee, Petros.
Yeah, it seems to get clipped there by the turf as he was trying to get up fast after making that great play, and he knew it right away. And is that Devon Harris coming in for him?
Devon Harris, number 93, is in for Crawl. 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. Trips right for Bachmeier. That's where he's looking. Pressure coming. And the ball was tipped. Pass incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Very conservative play calling. 3rd and 5, you run that sprint play, and it would have worked out very well. But getting up and slapping it down.
Looked like Devon Harris, who just checked into the game for Crawl, already making a difference. Chad Muma brought the pressure for the Cowboys D. Fourth and 5. Boise State going to go for it here. Cutter in motion. Bachmeier. Pass broken up. And it was Easton Gibbs. The linebackers, Muma and Gibbs, already making a difference. Bachmeier trying to get it to his tight end, Riley Smith. Defensive battle between the Cowboys and the Broncos on the blue. We're back after this. Boise State on their blue turf, almost unbeatable. The 2nd best winning percentage at home in the nation. 123-13 since 2000. But 3 of those 13 losses coming this year, just 1 and 3 at Albertsons Stadium. Very uncharacteristic for the Broncos. Wyoming keeping it on the ground with Xavier Valladay. He has been the leading rusher in the Mountain West Conference for the last couple of years. He recently moved into 2nd place on the all-time list.
Canijo comes up and makes a tackle there on Valladay. He's able to spin for a couple more yards, but Kakawa Canijo, big-time leader, tone setter for feels like a generation of Boise State football.
2nd and 7 from the 40. And we do have a flag.
False start, number 75. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's Frank Crum in his 21st straight start. Coach Bull's not going to like that. That's the 2nd false start that they've had in as many drives. And it's hard enough up here on the blue like we were talking about. Especially with a conservative offense, those self-inflicted wounds are tough to overcome.
2nd and 12 now from their own 35. Williams, pressured, gets it off quickly to Valladay, and he is wrapped up in a hurry. Ezekiel Noah coming in from his middle linebacker spot.
Noah out of Helix High School, same high school that produced Alex Smith, Reggie Bush in the San Diego area. Physical player, a quiet leader for them, but a guy that's been around for a while, a redshirt junior.
52 tackles this year for Noah, second for this Broncos defense. 3rd and 11 coming up for Wyoming. Nayor in motion, so trips right for the Cowboys. Williams hit as he throws. Scott Matlock, the sack leader for this Boise State defense with the pressure.
They only brought 4 guys, and they ran a little twist, and Matlock got home to Levi Williams. He starts on the inside, then you see him come on the outside and use kind of a pull move to get to the body of Levi Williams. And right now, Boise State's got Wyoming looking pretty one-dimensional.
Fawaz again. Shakir calls for the fair catch at the 28-yard line. The Broncos defense coming up big early.
Built for Success is presented by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket can. Chad Muma can make big plays to get the Cowboys defense off the field. We've seen some of that, and these big Boise safeties, Skinner and Jones, can control that Cowboys run game. Everything's been close to the vest to start, Dan.
Boise keeping on the ground again, and here is Halani breaking loose inside the 40, down to the 35-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Easton Gibbs. A 38-yard gain for Halani.
Well, this was the way the game started. Get the ball to George Halani. Nice job working up toward the linebackers by the offensive line. Halani gets loose, finishes the run physically.
Again, Halani. And he is stopped after no gain by Isaac White, the redshirt freshman from Pottstown, PA.
There's Andy Avalos, new coach at Boise, but very much the same identity from Dirk Cutter to Chris Peterson, Hawkins, Peterson, Harson, now Avalos. They all are Boise guys.
2nd and 8, Halani again, cuts it back and makes something out of nothing before Easton Gibbs gets to him after a gain of 6.
The start and stop and the vision, and then the ability to get going and protect the ball and finish a run with some physicality. That's what Halani does. Now, that's a little bit of dancing in the backfield, but once he sets his feet, he gets right back upfield and creates a very makeable 3rd down for Hank Bachmeier.
Cutter and Shakir at the top of your screen. And again, they're going to keep it on the ground with Halani. Breaks a tackle, picks up the 1st down. It was Keontae Glinton with the missed tackle. 9-yard gain for Halani.
If you're going to go at Halani's feet, he's healthy now. He's going to be able to pick him up. There's Glinton right there. And you see Halani just stepping right through that. And he is really on one to start the game tonight.
1st down on the 17. Feigning the blitz there for a moment was the Wyoming defense. This drive has been all Halani. 76 yards on the ground so far. And here he is again, just that patient running style. C.J. Colden, first man there.
Yeah, they're starting to bring these corners really close to the line of scrimmage. That's the 2nd time C.J. Colden's been at the line of scrimmage at the legs of Halani, and that could create some opportunities down the field for Hank Bachmeier. There's Azizi Hearn, who's had to make a couple tackles down the field on Halani as well.
Empty set for Bachmeier. Now into the backfield. Pressure coming. Bachmeier has to unload.
Chad Muma got to Bachmeier. Bachmeier not phased a lot by contact. Isaac White and Muma on the blitz. And it works as far as the incompletion goes, forcing the 3rd and 7. Really good blitzer. Great timing, Chad Muma.
And Bibili Keogh in at running back, fake the handoff, quick pass inside the 10-yard line, but not going to get to the first down. Isaac White stops Khalil Shakir just shy.
The hardest thing to do is to tackle Khalil Shakir after he catches the ball. He's an excellent runner. That's why they throw him screens. Things got a little screwed up between Dooley and Stetz trying to get down the field. And that allowed White to come up and make the play and force this 4th and 2.
So Jonah Dalmas on for the field goal. He was busy last week. 4 for 4. Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week. This one is up and good, but we do have a flag down.
Offside, number 20.
Oh, wow.
Defense. That 5-yard penalty will be enough for a first down.
Azizi Hearn.
There he is all the way out there on the edge. And it's the right call, and that is the 3rd kind of self-inflicted penalty at the line of scrimmage. 2 false starts and the offside in this first quarter. Only 15 yards, but man, they have hurt the Cowboys.
Not normal for a Craig Bull coached team. And this one sets up 1st and goal. Keeper on the ground, Tyler Crow, the big sophomore from Skyview High School in Napa. Picks up 1, maybe 2.
Skyview Hawks. This guy is a local hero for Boise State, Idaho Player of the Year. Did it all in high school at Nampa. They love him in short yardage. Found a role for him here.
Gonna go to the air this time into the end zone, and it's a touchdown Broncos. Riley Smith said they wanted to get him involved in the red zone, and right off the bat they do.
This offense has a lot of weapons. One thing they weren't really utilizing was the tight end. Riley Smith out there on the edge, catching Easton Gibbs, flat-footed. Same with Rome Weber. Easy pitch and catch for Hank Bachmeier. And Boise's doing exactly what they want to do with a little help from Wyoming's penalties.
Dalmas on for the extra point, and it is good. George Helani doing all the dirty work to get him close to the end zone. 79 yards in the game so far. Then it's Riley Smith with his first touchdown of the year.
On the day I was born.
10 plays, 72 yards, and a costly Wyoming penalty helps the Broncos find the end zone for the first time tonight. Riley Smith on the receiving end of his first touchdown catch of the season. George Helani with 58 rushing yards on the drive, including a 38-yard run that was the longest run of the year for Boise State. Cameron Stone back deep to return this kick. Joe Velasquez kicking it through the end zone, so it will be a touchback for the Cowboys. Tomorrow, Big 12 contenders squaring off in the big noon Saturday game of the week. 8th-ranked Oklahoma taking on number 13 Baylor. It all starts with the big noon kickoff crew live from Waco at 10 a.m. Eastern, all part of the Big Noon Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Want to bet if we're going to get an appearance from Chip and Joanna? I think Joel Klatt is friends with Chip and Joanna.
I think it could happen. I put nothing past Klatt. Keeping it on the ground. Titus Swen coming in quickly is Tyreek Jones from that free safety spot.
Jones has been really, really fun to watch this year. More of the guy to the field for Boise, San Bernardino, California. Big step in maturity this year. Comes up and makes that play close to the line of scrimmage, and that's what the Boise safeties are going to have to do all game long, as Wyoming is going to try to run basically the same game plan we've seen so far from the Broncos. Oh, there's another one.
Parker Christensen.
False start, number 80. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Christensen often lined up at fullback. Instead, here he is at tight end, and he jumps. Everybody sees it. Third straight drive for the Pokes with a false start. Tough to run conservative offense when you back yourself up 5 yards.
7 plays in the game offensively for Wyoming. 3 false starts. Percentages not good for the Cowboys right now. 2nd and 12. Williams going to keep it himself. And this is what he did last week so well. Out to the 40-yard line. Tyreek Jones, J.L. Skinner on the stop after a gain of 16. But
oh, he hit him hard.
Levi might have been some helmet-to-helmet there. Very slow to get up. Still on the ground.
Levi Williams is a big, strong, straight-line runner. Is he a slider? No. And he's a big target at 6'5", and that hit came in on his right side. Listen. Oof. He did not see Jones coming at all. He was recovering for being close to the line of scrimmage.
Levi's still down. We mentioned the running prowess last week. Ran 12 times for 116 yards, but Tyreek Jones just brought the thunder.
And I don't see a helmet-to-helmet here. I think when we watched it in the kind of normal speed, let's see here. Here he comes. His head's ducked a little bit, but he hits the shoulder. And we're not talking about a defenseless player. Williams is a runner, not sliding, didn't begin his slide. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him in that situation. As you see the trainer touching his ribs and his sternum, that's probably good news for the Pokes.
Yeah, that's where the bulk of the force went. Levi Williams named the starter prior to the San Jose State game. And Sean Chambers is the man that he replaced. And he is back in at quarterback, the junior from Kerman High School in California, Fresno Valley area. Moving the pile forward, Wyoming will be keeping it on the ground more often than not. This one was Xavier Valladay on the carry.
Chambers is a guy that's really kept his head up. 3-time captain, really the leader for Wyoming. A lot of people very upset when he went out. And now Levi Williams right back in there after getting the wind looked like just knocked out of him. And Chambers, after the quick handoff, back off the field.
2nd and 6, and he is going to go right back to it. Nothing like easing him back into the game a little bit, huh?
Yeah, he decided to take it, too. I thought he could have given it to Valladay on the zone read there. Instead, he decides to take it and take it right up the field, and Wimpy is waiting for him.
As was Ezekiel Noah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So 3rd and 5. Levi Williams back in the game, missed just one play. 2 running backs lined up in the backfield for Wyoming. Valladay and Swen. Up the middle this time, it's Valladay. That will not be enough for the first down. After a gain of 4, they're going to be about a yard shy.
And another penalty. Not set him back this time because Levi got the first down, but very conservative play calling for Wyoming, and going to kick it away again as the seconds tick down on the quarter.
Well, Fawaz on the field, and the quarter comes to a close. So far, so good for the Broncos. 7-0 here on the Blue. Cowboys trying to mount a comeback. One quarter in the books. Boise State on top 7-0. And the big number that stands out here, 4 penalties for Wyoming. Costly in the red zone as their penalty led to a Boise State touchdown. Wyoming set to punt with Ralph Fawaz once again. And the punt going to be down right around the 5-yard line. So great work by Wyatt Eckler to down the punt. And the weather here at Albertsons Stadium, a little different than last time around in Laramie. These two teams have met 15 times, and it was like a snowball at War Memorial Stadium. Highest elevation in college football, ended in a Boise State win, as have most of these games. In 15 meetings, Boise State 14-1 against Wyoming. A lot of close matchups. Wyoming looking for their first win on the road against the Broncos. George Helani behind Bachmeier, lined up in his own end zone, and gets this one out past the 10-yard line. Muma on a stop for the Cowboys.
Another tackle by Muma, but 6 yards down the field. Easton Gibbs, Muma's partner in crime up there. They play really well together. Complement each other really well at the linebacker position. But right now, Boise State getting a great push.
And again, just right up the middle, keeping it nice and simple. 3-yard gain. Victor Jones on the stop of Helani.
Now, Stephen Cobbs, Octavius Evans, both out in this game, wide receiver-wise, for Boise. And we've seen Riley Smith involved a little bit early, Dan, but they've really gone conservative. They've barely targeted Khalil Shakir in this game so far.
3rd and 2. Bachmeier on the sneak picks up the first down for the Broncos.
Getting behind Jake Stetz, the center, who's really been an anchor for them. Look at Stetz, bigger center, just snapping that and getting forward.
Got a little help from Ben Dooley. Stetz, the 4th different center since preseason. And he started in 3 different positions along the offensive line. Helani wrapped up again. Isaac White and Victor Jones combining to make the stop. It is a busy night so far for George Helani. 13 carries. And he is creeping up on 100 yards as we have just started the second quarter.
You can kind of tell what the game plan is for Boise to start the game. Heavy dose of Helani, be physical, and push Wyoming around. That's what's been happening.
And this time it's going to be flags flying after Bachmeier keeps it himself.
First time we've really seen a straight drop back for Hank.
Holding, number 66. Offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still suck it down.
They got Ben Dooley, the right guard, for holding there. Here he is. See what happens. He's one-on-one with Goodbow. And as Bachmeier takes off, he hangs on and Goodbow goes down. Good call there. We'll see how Boise recovers, if they might open this offense up just a little bit more. I know Tim Plow likes to open things up as the offensive coordinator. Kind of proving a point here in the first part of the half.
Backed up to their own 13. Bachmeier to throw. And that is to Cyrus Habibi Likio, who picks up 1. Muma was right there.
And as Boise gets a little bit behind the sticks, you see the ability of the Wyoming defense, Chad Muma in particular, the Butkus and Ben-Narek Award semifinalists, really have the ability to rally to the football and make tackles. Big, long third down for the Broncs.
3rd and 14. Bachmeier complete to Shakir. And when they need to throw it, they do. Easton Gibbs on the stop after the gain of 19 by Shakir.
And that's what really kind of stuck out to me. The Broncos aren't running the ball because they can't throw it. And finding a little spot within that zone and sitting down behind Muma is Shakir.
Going tempo and not going anywhere on that run. Bibi Likio runs into a couple of Cowboys, picks up 2.
There's Tim Plow, the offensive coordinator. Like so many guys at Boise State, like Chris Peterson, UC Davis roots. Waited at Davis, it seemed like, with the Aggies until this job opened up, and then came over with Avalos.
Spent 3 years as the OC at his alma mater, UC Davis.
He just could not get Jake Stett's attention. Could Hank Bachmeier.
He was trying his hardest.
It's loud in there.
Albertsons Stadium rocking tonight.
Yeah, it's gotten Wyoming a few times, and this time seems to have gotten Jake Stetz, who was trying to recognize the front or something.
Before the delay, false start, number 17.
Oh.
Offense.
They got
5-yard
Cutter.
penalty. Still 2nd down.
Well, you have to remember that Stetz hasn't been playing center for very long. We talked about the 3 different positions he's played along the offensive line here for Boise State: left guard, right guard, and center. And they say that center might be the spot where he ends up on the next level. Bachmeier on 2nd and 13, 4-man rush. Gets the pass off, but how about that defense coming up and making the hit is Rome Weber on Billy Bowens.
And just setting their feet and driving to the football when they throw it underneath. A lot of movement pre-snap, and Wyoming only brings 4 guys, but they almost get to Bachmeier.
On 3rd and 9, not going to get it. Habibi Likio. And that's going to be the first time they don't convert on 3rd down on this drive. So 4th down coming up for the Broncos.
Broncos overcome 1 penalty on that drive, but unable to overcome 2 as Tim Plow finally started to call some passing plays and results in a punt.
Joel Velasquez. Kick called in at the 24-yard line. Fair catch called for. We are back with the Wyoming offense coming up. Welcome back to FS1 College Football, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Friday night on the Blue, Dan Helly, Petros Papadakis, and Wyoming has the football, trying to get something going on offense. Penalties have been costly. 4 penalties for the Cowboys so far. And in terms of total yards, they have been dominated by the Broncos. Levi Williams rolling out, pass complete. Out past the 30-yard line, his favorite receiver, Isaiah Mayor.
And that's a good way to start to try to get that element of your offense going. Move Levi Williams, get him on the straight roll, get the ball to Nayor, let him feel it in his hands, and try to open up that canal in your offense. See if Boise respects it. Good gain on 1st down.
The middle picks up plenty. That is Valladay. 1st down Cowboys, 10-yard run.
Number 2 on the all-time Wyoming rushing list. Valladay coming straight down in the B gap. Takes a hit down the field, but Nice conversion for the Pokes. Can they build on that?
From the 42, Williams to throw. Goes out to his right. He's going to keep it himself. Plus territory for the Cowboys, and this is what makes Williams so dangerous. 12-yard pickup for the quarterback.
He's fast, and he is big. So it's like a locomotive on stilts flying around the field, and he's a big target. It's Matlock chasing him down here. As you see, it just misses, hitting him right in the back of the head. Levi Williams is an adventure when he tucks it.
And he is big, 6'5", 225 for the sophomore from Canyon Lake, Texas. First play in Boise territory of the game for Wyoming. They elect to keep it on the ground with Swen. Titus Swen coming off a career high 166 yards in that win over Colorado State. You get a nice 1-2 punch with Titus Swen and Xavier Valladay.
Yeah, they're so used to giving Xavier the ball and having him be the bell cow, but every time Swen gets the ball, something good happens, and you see the balance they've created this year with the two backs.
And now you have them both lined up beside Levi Williams in the backfield. Here's Swen. Picking up the first down. Ezekiel Noah wraps him up, but not after he picks up the first.
Yeah, really burrowed in there behind the right tackle, Frank Crum. Frank Crum, a hometown guy out of Laramie, Wyoming.
Crum's dad, Gary, was an offensive lineman at Wyoming. His grandfather, Earl, played football in the 40s. He's a third-generation Cowboy. 6 minutes to go in the half. Williams to throw again, and again it's complete to Nayor. Breaks the tackle inside the 10-yard line. That's Kaonohi Kaniho on the missed tackle for Boise State.
Tim Polisek, the offensive coordinator for Wyoming, now getting Nayor involved in the game. A really good route on Kaniho and breaks the tackle. Remember, the drive started out with a throw to Nayor, and then a lot of physical running between Williams, Valladay, and Swen.
Pick up a 25 yards for Nayor. First and goal for the Cowboys. Valladay at running back gets the ball, tries to bounce it to the outside. Met right away by J.L. Skinner.
And that is what Skinner does. Initially, Valladay looked like he was going to escape, and Skinner came in, 6'4", 220-pound safety. Just a great-looking player. Here he is. Let's watch him come up and make the play. Good discipline. Great placement.
Parker Christensen lined up at fullback. Here's Titus Swen spinning and driving his way into the end zone. What a tough touchdown run from 7 yards out from Titus Swen.
A great purposeful drive by the Pokes, and finished in a really emphatic way by the junior from Fort Worth. The whole Boise defense got a shot at him. Wimpy takes a shot, Skinner takes a shot, Kaniho takes a shot, and he just fights his way into the end zone. I thought that Kaniho, the corner, was going to stop him, but it wasn't happening.
John Hoyland on to attempt the extra point. And we are all tied up. Cowboys love to run the rock, and they did it to perfection on this one. Titus Swen caps it off 7 apiece. 8 plays, 76 yards, ate up almost 4.5 minutes, and Titus Swen gets the touchdown run to cap things off his 4th touchdown of the season. You can see the first 3 drives, just 25 yards combined, 76 on that last drive alone. So the Cowboys starting to find their footing a little bit here on the blue turf of Boise as we are all tied up at 7.
And making a dress for Cinderella there on the sideline for Swen. They're getting the seamstresses in.
And the ball bounces out of bounds, so that's going to be a penalty on Wyoming, going to help Boise State in terms of
35-yard
field
line.
position.
First down. Timeout.
Tied up at 7, 4:42 to go. Boise State with the ball when we come back. There's sophomore running back George Halani from St. John's Bosco in Bellflower, California, and he is having himself a night. 92 yards already. Boise State, Petros, 100 as a team, and when they get 100 or more, they're invincible.
They run the ball well, and they've been dedicated to the run throughout Boise's emergence in the last few decades. Halani's doing it all between the tackles.
Bachmeier complete to Shakir. We mentioned that they're invincible, literally unbeaten, 5-0 this year when they have 100 or more rushing yards, 0-4 when they have fewer than 100, and they are right on that number right now. 2nd and 6 after the catch by Shakir. It's Riley Smith, the tight end, in motion. Alani cuts it back inside. Jalen Pate on the stop.
Pate got there right before Halani got to the sticks, the sophomore out of Chicago. You know, Halani's a guy that runs routes. They line him up outside. This game plan with him 7 yards deep most of the time has been interesting and successful.
Wyoming stacking the box here. Quick pitch out to Alani. And he can't find the edge. Breaks a couple of tackles. But he is not able to escape the grasp of that defense. Muma, of course, the first player there for the Wyoming D.
Great discipline by Wyoming's defense. They run the flip play, and Ojukwu almost holding out there on the edge on Azizi Hearn, but they turn it back, and Muma is waiting to make that play, but a really good job by Azizi Hearn staying home and getting out there and fighting through what was a hold by John Ojukwu.
So 3 and out for Boise. Wyoming's going to get another crack here with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Velasquez on the punt will bounce inside the 20-yard line and then down by Boise State. Wyoming offense coming out with a chance to take the lead here in Boise. Coming up, it's the State Farm Halftime Show with Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, and Bob Stoops as we are back in Boise, all knotted up at 7. And plenty of time here for Levi Williams and this Wyoming offense to put some more points on the board. Have a little momentum after that last touchdown drive. Keeping it on the ground with Valladay. And a little feisty on the offensive line there. Zach Watts saying, get off my guy. That last drive was fantastic. 43 rushing yards here for the Cowboys. They were marching down the field.
They had a couple throws to Mayor in there. Here's one of them. Levi Williams running the ball very well, getting the ball to Valladay, getting the ball to Swen, and it was the fight for the end zone from Swen that put the exclamation point on the drive, and the Pokes have a great shot here.
Caleb Driscoll in at fullback, and Valladay picks up 3. Noah and Wimpy on the stop in the middle of that Broncos defense. 3rd and 5 coming up. And Valladay was slow to get up, kind of limping off the field. To the sideline he goes.
Nice lead block there by Caleb Driscoll to to get into that A gap between the center and guard. This is a big third down to try to stay on the field.
Wyoming 0 for 3 on third down tonight. Here's Swen. And Swen puts the head down. Noah Kaniho.
Pretty close there. I mean,
It's really close.
Stopped his feet, was able to dive at the stick. Kind of hard to tell. Good awareness of where he was on the field. To me, it looks like he got it. Let's see what he does here. He dives.
That ball's stretched
right
out
there,
when the knee touches.
Great job of just trying to get to it as your momentum is carrying you out of bounds. And when you run out to the edge like that in a short yardage situation, I mean, just the sound of all the feet coming after you, it sounds like a stampede.
They're taking a look at it up in the booth. From a confidence standpoint, Petros, with 1 minute left for Wyoming to come in here, hostile territory, really tough place to win historically, a place that they've never won before. To be able to go into the locker room with halftime lead, big deal.
Yeah, or just tied the way the thing started. I mean, they had a hard time getting out of their own way. A little bit of a face mask there.
Yeah, that was Kaniho.
The knee's not down. Looks like he's got it to me from that angle.
I would agree with you. Here's a different angle. You can see the face mask grab. Actually, you can't see it, but it's there, trust me. Dean Blandino with us now. Dean, what do you see?
Yeah, so I'm looking at that right knee. The right knee hits first, and then the ball, he needed the 29. This is a great look. Watch the right knee and then find the ball in relation to the 29. I think he might be just short. I think it's a really good spot, and I don't see enough to overturn this.
Okay, so
great shot right there.
That was the angle that we've been waiting for. That was perfect. All right, I'm siding with Dean now.
Always smart.
Look at Craig Bohl, his 8th year here, head coach at North Dakota State for 11 years, 3 straight national titles there, defensive coordinator at Duke, and of course a defensive back at Nebraska in the 70s, played for Tom Osborne.
Yeah, Frank Solich, Tom Osborne, just a great coach who knows how to develop
After review,
his
the
program.
ruling on the field stands. 4th down. Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock? 1 minute, 7 seconds.
It's
107.
Pretty close here. And Wyoming's been playing this game very conservatively. So have the Broncos. So you would expect a punt here in this situation.
And this is Fawaz on to kick once again. Wyoming with their 3rd 3 and out in 5 drives, unable to capitalize on the momentum of their last touchdown drive. Ball gonna bounce inside the 20-yard line, take a friendly Wyoming roll all the way down to the 12. So 52 seconds and a couple of timeouts. And it's not just football we're talking about. Hoop season has arrived Monday on FS1. The Gavitt tip-off begins as 2 elite conferences going head-to-head. First, number 11, Illinois taking on Marquette. Then it's Providence against Wisconsin. You can catch all the action Monday starting at 7 Eastern on FS1. And the Fox Sports app had the pleasure of calling the game this week with Casey Jacobson.
Oh, yeah?
Have hoops and football going on at the same time.
Casey Jacobson, the king of Glendora High School. Andy Avalos, the king of Corona High School. Southern California legends both.
Absolutely. Bachmeyer. Shakir with a little room. Isaac White takes him down after an 18-yard gain.
Now they're going to play fast. They wanted to get it to Shakir, see if he could make something out of it. He does. Now they're going to go for it.
back to Shakir. Clock's going to stop for a minute with the first down. 15-yard gain for Shakir. Blankenbaker on the stop. We're at 30 in the first half. Bachmeier throwing again. Shakir again. And he gets out of bounds. Blankenbaker there after the pickup of 11. So Boise State moving. 22 seconds to go in the half.
Incredible wind for Khalil Shakir just to be able to run those 3 routes in a row, make the 3 catches in a row, and then kind of set your feet again and take a breath and figure out what you want to do. Everything was predicated on that first down play. They had an explosive play, so now they're going to try to make it happen.
Bibi Likio in motion. Bachmeier with time, going up top, looking deep right side, just over the outstretched arms of Shakir. It was Isaac White with him step for step.
Isaac White was in the area. Let's see how open Shakir was. White had a really good beat on him. Looked like Bachmeier was putting it up there to give Shakir a chance, but nice position by Isaac White, the redshirt freshman.
Hit his hands. He had a shot at it, did Shakir. That's the first incompletion after 9 straight completions. 2 timeouts left for Boise State. 15 seconds to go. Bachmeier over the middle and absolutely crunch. Catch was made by Davis Cutter. And Keontae Clinton.
You're part of the coaching staff?
And Rome Weber on the hit. My goodness.
Rome Weber comes flying up there and makes that hit right at the ribs of Cutter. Cowboys have done a great job with a lot of the underneath stuff, and that's a bread and butter of the Broncos. They like to get the ball underneath and let Khalil Shakir create down the field. And I mean, with Davis Cutter down on the field right now, Octavius Evans out in this game, not available. Stephon Cobbs out in this game, not available. They are really thin at the wide receiver position already.
Billy Bowens and Cutter were the 2 that were stepping in for Cobbs and Evans. Could get a look at Latrell Caples. Cutter, not a little guy, 6'2", almost 200 pounds. Of course, transferred from Portland State, didn't play last year. Had a productive career at Portland State. He remains down in the field as we look at Andy Avalos trying to figure out what exactly they want to do with 8 seconds to go. They're looking at 3rd and 7 on the 41.
Well, they took their shot, and like you said, it was covered, but it hit the hands of Khalil Shakir. Just didn't really go right down the field, but a good opportunity there after getting the ball to Khalil Shakir a few times and letting him work. Boise showed their potency in the 2-minute drill as Davis Cutter gets up and walking off under his own power. Thumbs up. We love to see that.
Good to see him walking off. And now, with 8 seconds to go.
We've seen a couple of bone-crushing hits from the safeties.
Yeah, we
one
have.
on Levi Williams from Jones, and that one from Rome Weber. But you're right, Dan, a 3rd and 7, kind of in a weird no-man's land situation.
Got to think you need to get another 10 yards at least here to be in solid field goal range. Make it an easy kick for Jonah Dalmas, who had 4 field goals last week. That one complete. Bibi Likio, and there's 3 seconds to go. Clock stops on the first down, and timeout has been called. So now at the 26-yard line, they're going to have a shot here to kick the field goal.
Likio out there on the edge, tailback, running a slant. They like the look of the cushion he was getting from Muma. Andy Avalos is saying, great job managing the clock, Hank, getting us this field goal attempt.
Dalmas in to attempt the kick. Mentioned how busy he was last week, making all 4 of his field goal attempts. 19 of 21, right at 90% for the season. This one going to be from 43 yards out. And why not?
Ice him.
Ice him a little bit. You got 3 timeouts, you might as well use 1, maybe 2. Coming up, it's the State Farm halftime show with Rob Stone and the fellas. A little warm up before tomorrow. Big noon kickoff. Guys are going to be busy coming to us from Waco. Big day of football. I know you and I are going to have a fun one.
Oh, that's right.
So this one from 43 yards for Dalmas. His season long is 47. And see, burn them all.
Why not, Coach? Do it. I like the look on his face, too. Just the defiant look. Scratch of the head.
Serious.
Kicker out there freaking out now. I mean, if you weren't cold before, with the first time out.
Oh, you're ice cold now.
Oh, come on.
You have stalactites forming from your helmet. We're going to call another one.
Gonna get another one?
Oh, yeah. And by the way, with authority.
Totally emphatic, demonstrative timeout. Yeah, Bull.
Boos raining down here at Albertsons Stadium. Craig Bull getting them fired up.
Oh, that was great. That's the kind of coaching you like to see, you know?
You know what would make this awesome? It would be a penalty, but it would make it awesome if Dalmas were to make the field goal and then point right over to the sideline. Can't do that. You can't do that.
No, I mean, that's a big point of emphasis at the next level, Dan. I'm surprised at you.
Just for the spirit of what's happening right now.
That's taunting.
That we can't do that. Exactly. You cannot freeze Jonah Dalmas. And Boise will be receiving in the second half. So a big kick there breaks the 7-all tie. And Dalmas now a perfect 5-for-5 between last week and this week.
Did he do it? Let's see.
He talked a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I think he said, what's up? What's up now? And then does the little golf swing celebration, which is less intimidating.
The Broncos finding the end zone and getting a field goal to take the lead. Tight one here, as they usually are, between Wyoming and Boise State. Halftime coming up. State Farm halftime show.
I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking a pain.
As it so often is with the Cowboys and the Broncos, close ball game here as we get set to start the third quarter. Dan Helly alongside Petros Papadakis and George Halani, fully healthy as he was last week, on pace for another 100-yard game. The Boise State running back 94 yards, Wyoming 87 as a team on the ground.
And Andy Avalos really knew what he wanted to do coming into this game, it feels. Halani healthy, get the ball to Halani between the tackles, limit the time Wyoming has to possess the football. And that was the plan starting the game, but Wyoming was able to get a good drive going on their own. But a field goal right at the end of the half, and Boise getting the ball back. Kind of flips things back in their favor, but a very interesting, very tightly called game to start there.
And here is Shakir, who made his presence felt with 6 catches for 73 yards in the first half. They went to him on that last drive 3 straight times, and it will be a touchback for Boise State. A much more balanced offense for Boise, as one would expect in the first half. Bachmeier, 122 passing yards, at 1 point completed 9 straight passes. And then Helani picking up right where he left off last week.
Yeah, and a lot of things opened up there on that last 2-minute drive. You saw Boise start to take some shots and getting the ball down the field more to Shakir. Helani's been a lot between the tackles in this game, but I expect the Broncos and their O coordinator Tim Plow to open things up here in the second half.
Little jet sweep there to Shakir. 1 tackle miss, but then he is wrapped up by Cole Goodbow after a gain of 3.
It was Rome Weber, the strong safety, that came flying in and missed the tackle, and he came flying in and knocked the wind out of Davis Cutter right at the end of the first half there. But already opening things up, hitting the perimeter with Shakir on a jet sweep. We didn't see that in the first half.
That's Latrell Caples, the motion man. He takes the handoff, and here is Caples. Tackled by Isaac White, picking up the first down for the Broncos. A 9-yard gain for Latrell Caples.
Yeah, pretty much the same play or the same motion they ran. That time they led Helani through as the lead blocker, and he gets a good block on Muma.
And here is Helani, pistol formation, gets the handoff. Garrett Krall, one of the 3 Cowboys on the stop, no gain.
And we saw Garrett Krall get hurt early in the game and come out, so it's good to see him back in the game. And that's the type of playing we saw from the Broncos throughout most of the first and second quarter. There's Garrett Krall. Just George Helani between the tackles, being patient, working with his offensive line.
2nd and 10 from the 37. And here is Helani going to be stopped shy of the 40, picks up 3.
Yeah, they pulled the guard, but Garrett Krall got underneath the guard again and forced Helani back inside. And you look at the middle 8, something Boise talks about a lot. And they got that 3 points. The middle 8, last 4 of the first half, the first 4 of the second half. They want to stack those points. They had the really well-done drive and clock management to get the field goal, and here they are with a 3rd and 7.
4-man rush for Wyoming. Bachmeier complete to Billy Bowens. Luma on the tackle after Bowens picks up the first.
Just his 8th reception on the year. Evans and Cobb's out tonight. We told you that already. Finds a spot in the zone and even jumps away from Easton Gibbs to give more of a target to Bachmeier. Nice job by Billy Bowens, the junior.
Bachmeier, 15 of 19 so far. Once again, operated out of the pistol. That was fancy. Shakir, kind of a double motion there.
And they're just different ways to get the jet sweep out one way or the other. They fake it that time to Caples twice, really, and then get it to Shakir. That's got to be timed up pretty well to do that.
There's not a lot of room for error on that one, is there?
Not. It's like the Dr. Pepper challenge at halftime.
Bachmeier throwing 2nd and 9, pressure coming, hit right as he released it to the end zone and then broken up. Shakir was there, so was Isaac White and Azizi Hearn.
Yeah, right in between the two, and a pretty well-thrown ball by Bachmeier considering all the pressure, but he did throw it into double coverage. Great ball handling in the backfield by Hank.
Bertinoli was coming in, hit him right as he released the ball.
And Shakir, we've had a few guys, including Levi Williams, the quarterback for the Cowboys, get the wind knocked out of him. It looks like the same thing happened to Khalil here.
3rd and 9 coming up after this. 42, Isaac White. Perfect timing here. Helmet on the ball, breaks up the pass. Khalil Shakir hits the ground hard. He is shaken up for a bit. He has since walked off the field. Going to have to sit out a play as he's on the sideline. Looks to be okay.
Well timed and well defended by the Pokes.
Trips right for Boise State. Aviva Lakio in motion. And that complete out past the 30. Good for the first down to Latrell Caples. Picks up 15.
Young man getting an opportunity tonight at a Lancaster High School. A stop route here. Really just buttons up there. Does a good job of being right at the sticks. Bachmeier stepping into it. Has been sharp tonight when they've let him throw the ball downfield. Great conversion.
Just the second catch of the year for Caples. Aviva Lakio on the carry, has some room up the middle, down to the 22-yard line. Crowell on the stop. Crowell, you mentioned Petros left the game earlier. He's back in there, a second-team All-State quarterback in high school. Not nearly as abnormal as one might think for somebody to come in as a quarterback or wide receiver.
So many of these guys from different high schools, they're the best player on their team. And so often that is the quarterback around the country.
10th play of the drive coming up here for Boise State. Going to keep it on the ground again with the Aviva Lakio. Easton Gibbs is there.
Aviva Lakio, transfer from Oregon, carried the ball a lot this year, and he's kind of a hybrid between the two backs that they have, Andrew Van Buren, the big guy, and George Halani, who's not small, but Lakio can do some good things. Catching the ball, lining up at the wide receiver position. We've seen it already tonight.
3rd and 2, not going to get the first down. Gibbs there for the Cowboys.
Easton Gibbs, very confident, playing right next to Chad Muma. Coming into this game with 60 tackles, just gets right on the edge and gets to the back of Aviva Lakio, who was not quick enough into the line of scrimmage. Trying to get behind Ben Dooley, the guard there. I don't know how he could have been. Well done by Easton Gibbs, just a sophomore. Oh, there's our guy.
So that sets up a 38-yard field goal. Jonah Dallas. 2 for 2 tonight after 4 for 4 last week. The uniceable one. Jonah Dalmas back after this. Hardest Working Player sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And tonight the Broncos have needed Jonah Dalmas. 2 field goals on the night, including his most recent 43-yard field goal. So he is now 6 for 6 in his last 2 games. And getting a round of love from everybody on that Boise State bench. 47 plays in the game for the Broncos so far, just 22 for Wyoming, as Boise State has dominated the time of possession more than 9 minutes more than their opponents. Cameron Stone out past the 22-yard line, tries to stay on his feet. McLean Griffin on the stop. That last kick from 43 yards out, relatively easy, but he had to work for his first field goal tonight.
Well, Coach Bull wasn't having it. He just kept on icing him. He had all his timeouts, and he was calling him very emphatically. Dalmas noticed that. Bull gives him the shrug and jogs off, and Dalmas lets him go. Look at that. Not the matchup we saw coming to start tonight.
You give me odds on that split screen in this game, and it's about 2001. Dalmas from Meridian, Idaho, Rocky Mountain High School. Wyoming keeping it on the ground, and a nice, strong run for Titus Swen. 7 yards for the junior from Fort Worth.
Yeah, he comes diving in on the right side. Offensive line looking pretty good for Wyoming in this game. Get him moving. Logan Harris with a nice block. A good run to get things started. This is exactly where they want to be. 2nd and 3. That makes it a very manageable offense for Levi Williams.
Here's Swin again on 2nd and 3. Wimpy, the first player there for Boise State, but not before Swin picks up the first down.
And they've done a good job. As you see, Wimpy has been a tackling machine for Boise over the years. I think the Pokes have done a good job of mixing up Valladay and Swin, keeping Valladay fresh and getting him the ball, but mixing Swin in because they really like his ability. They're both in the game now.
Williams going to keep it himself. Nice little hurdle to cross the 40-yard line from the big fella.
He's excited about it, too. You got 2 very capable runners in the backfield and 3 probably just a call draw the whole time. It didn't look like he was working any progression whatsoever. And shows some nimble feet, runs by Wimpy and then over Canijo.
5th-year senior Canijo tried to go low on the 6'5" Levi Williams and hurdled over him like Ronaldo Nehemiah. 2nd and 2. First down Pokes. Joshua Cobb's hauling it in.
Another Texas receiver, Nayor out of Fort Worth, Joshua Cobb's out of the San Antonio area. And they move Levi Williams. Looks like he's comfortable throwing those stop routes on the move. First down in this good-looking drive for Wyoming.
Quick pass again to the left side. We do have a flag down. It was Nayor who caught this one.
Penalties are what hurt Wyoming to begin the first half on their drives.
Holding, number 65, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
That's Zach Watts who's filling in at left guard for Eric Aboja.
Yeah, such a quick motion, too. You wonder what happened. There's Watts. And he just grabs outside there and kind of drives him in. Looked like that blatant of a grab to me, but another penalty set back Wyoming. 1st and 20 is difficult for them to structure their offense to overcome.
Had 4 penalties early. That's their 5th penalty of the game. 2 running backs once again in the game. And we have some whistles here.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Bull is fired up.
Getting to delay a game off of a penalty. And this is much the way the first half started. This is a loud crowd at Albertsons Stadium. And you can't say it's not affecting Wyoming. It has been at the start of both halves.
Valladay and Swin in the backfield. Ball goes on the ground. Williams kept it again. Canijo looked to have poked it out, but Williams scooped it right back up.
They're trying to get Levi to knife him again. Trying to get some of that yardage back. But Canijo with the helmet right on the ball. Right close to the line of scrimmage. No gain. And what looked like a really good drive to start out for Wyoming has been neutralized by penalties and a nice tackle there by Canijo.
2nd and 25. Short pass to Welch, and there's nowhere to go. 5 black jerseys surround him. Noah, the first one there for the Broncos.
And when you get behind the sticks like this against this Boise D, you enable those safeties. Guys like Tyreek Jones and J.L. Skinner. We've seen Canijo, the nickel. They can really start moving around the field and hurting you. A lot of team speed and a lot of experience in the back end for the Broncos.
Wyatt Whelan, Joshua Cobb split to the left for Wyoming. the intended receiver, Caleb Biggers, was there for Boise State.
They sent Canio on the blitz, which left some one-on-one coverage there with Biggers and Nayor. Nobody gets to Levi, it looks like, although he does fall at the end of the throw, but errant throw nonetheless, and pretty good coverage by Biggers, who was in the area.
Flaws on once again. And catch made by Shakir. Dives forward for a gain of 1. And Craig Bohl, none too pleased. His Pokes down 13-7. Welcome back to FS1 College Football, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Broncos offense back out on the field. Hank Bachmeier having a pretty good game for the Broncos so far. 17 of 22, 155 yards. You see the balanced play selection for Boise State.
A lot of running early, a little bit more passing as of late.
12 personnel in the ball game for Boise. Pass complete. Billy Bowens on the catch, his 3rd catch of the ball game. Muma on the tackle after the gain of 9.
Muma, a tackling machine, like we talked about. Smartest player on the field, many say.
Bachmeier looking over to the sideline, adjusting the call. And Talani will pick up the first down for Boise State again. It's Muma with another tackle. This kid is the busiest member of this defense.
Caleb Robinson is going to push the play. You see, he gets into the backfield and he pushes the play to Muma. Alani does well to get the first down, but you just see the sure tackling ability and the live body that Muma has.
Bachmeier fakes the handoff, taking a shot. And nothing going. It was Billy Bowens in that 4.4 speed they were trying to get a look at, but he was well over the head of Bowens.
These guys all basically from the same areas in Southern California. Billy Bowens from Redlands, California, Redlands, East Valley, Rev High. Hank Bachmeier from Murrieta Valley High School, Nighthawks. Khalil Shakir from Murrieta High School. All CIF guys in Southern California throwing the ball around in Idaho.
Here's Solani and Muma. Shocker there once again. You talk about how smart he is, Petros. Yeah, it goes in the books as a 2-yard gain. A mechanical engineering major. And Craig Bohl told us that he's one of the few players where his body works as fast as his mind, which is even more impressive considering how smart he is.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like a Gary Plugger middle linebacker body. This is a guy with long legs. They say he runs around the 4.5, and he can really knife in and make plays. Forces this 3rd and long.
Plenty of time. That one complete to Riley Smith. We do have a flag down.
Holding, number 70, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
John Ojukwu.
Yeah, John Ojukwu out of Boise, Idaho. So a hometown guy, Boise High School, home of the Braves. This is his 35th career start. He gets all of it against Peyton on the edge.
The Rolodex of mascots in your head is unrivaled.
I had to write that one down.
It's pretty amazing.
Well, for the local schools, you want to give some flavor to the people of Boise.
And they appreciate it.
Timeout.
We're going to take a break. We're going to study some mascots, and we're going to be back in Boise right after this. Buster Bronco checking out the standings in the Mountain Division, and it ain't over for Boise State. They went out. They still have a shot.
Yeah, beating Utah State on the road really helped them out going first. Sad part is my eyes look like that all the time.
Well, good thing you're on the radio.
Yeah, they're going down the stretch in the Mountain West with a lot of great teams. It is going to be really fun to watch this unfold throughout November.
3rd and 18. Bachmeier pass tipped. And the Broncos are going to be forced to punt here. Another tip pass for this Wyoming defense. And Cowboys D keeping them in it. Looks like that was Garrett Krall, if the hair was any indication.
Yeah, it was Krall, and he got a little banged up. Nope. It's Goodbow. Yeah, Goodbow gets up and gets it. Really times it well with Ben Dooley in his face.
Fair catch called inside the 25 by Caleb Cooley. Here's a look at the schedule coming up for the leaders in the Mountain Division. 2 games after this, Utah State and the Air Force is who they're chasing.
Yeah, they need San Jose State. Nick Starkel to take it to the Aggies. Air Force, just a confounding team on everybody's schedule. That run game, preparing for it. It can really hurt you before and after when you have to go back to defending a more conventional offense. That happened to Wyoming. They had to play Fresno.
I was just thinking that. They said they had the bye week to get ready for Air Force, and it took them an extra week to shake it out of their system. Because you have to,
number 82, offense.
You have to
5-yard penalty.
Change everything you're doing defensively, and you can see the frustration on Craig Bull. Now 6 penalties on the day. That one on Jackson Marcotte.
Another false start for this offense, and crowd must have something to do with it. It's been a real problem throughout this game for Wyoming's offense.
Keeping it on the ground. J.L. Skinner coming in from his safety spot to make the stop. And he's a little slow to get up, kind of grabbing his hand.
I'd like to see that. Skinner, the boundary safety, really one of the best looking college football players in the Mountain West. And shows up all over the place making plays. They're looking at his hand, it looks like. Took his glove off.
68 tackles coming into the game. I haven't heard a lot from him tonight, but he is a difference maker on the back end of this Boise State defense. Let's take another look and see if we can figure out what happened here.
Well, there's a lot going on in there in the contact zone, and there he is. Looked like he jammed his hand against the hip of Swen. Yeah. Or it smashed against his hip when he went down.
Yeah, it looked like it was that left hand. You got it. He took the glove off right away. And he jammed one of those fingers. Andy Avalos, first-year head coach at Boise State. I think fair to say he's a Boise State legend as a player. First-team all-conference a couple of times. One of the greats on the defensive side of the ball in Boise State history.
Finding his way with his young staff. They've had a couple of tough losses this year, no doubt, but a couple of great victories as well.
Alexander Tubner checking in for J.L. Skinner. Williams rolling to his left. Mayor gets a couple back.
They get an I formation and kind of feign like they're just going to dive straight into the line of scrimmage, trying to get the ball to Mayor on the edge, set up a third and kind of manageable. Get out to the edge with Williamson. He's done a good job when they get him on the move, throwing the ball to the perimeter.
Pressure coming off the edge. Climbing the pocket is Williams, and throwing a dart to Wyatt Whelan, the junior from Colorado Springs.
They really only brought 3 guys, and 2 of the rushers just kind of stood there in no man's land like Noah And that left plenty of a lane for Williams to step up and get that ball to Wieland. And that's really one of the first times we've seen him in the pocket step up and make one of those throws.
The first third down conversion on the night for Wyoming as the third quarter comes to a close. Downtown Boise, always buzzing. You know, after the game, they're going to go to Eureka, get a bone marrow burger. State capital of Idaho, the beautiful Treasure Valley. And as we take a look at scoring by quarters, 13-7, Boise State on top. They've won 122 straight at home when leading after three quarters. Going to be leaning on their defense now as Levi Williams, Xavier Valladay try to duplicate what they did there in the second quarter and march down the field. Dimitri Washington coming off the edge for the stop for the Broncos.
Be interesting to see how Wyoming handles this. Andy Avalos knows they've set themselves back a couple times with penalties. Will they be able to stay out of their own way on this drive? And you see what the Broncos have done at home. A lot of stats like that. Dominant on this field in this conference for years.
That all being said, another big play by the defense. Riley Wimpy coming in from that weak side linebacker spot. Nice tackle.
Riley Wimpy out of San Clemente, California. San Clemente High School, where Sam Darnold went to school. Home of the Tritons. Wimpy with that beautiful Brian Cox neck roll. Comes in and makes it, and there's his brother. I think he's celebrating his 12th birthday today, that young man.
Happy birthday.
To the young Wimpy.
To the little Wimpy. 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Williams trying to use the wheels, breaks one tackle, can't get across the 50. It was J.L. Skinner. 3 yards, not going to be enough.
Skinner had a shot at him. Canijo had a shot at him. Almost looked like he was going to make it happen, but he is a big target. Takes some big hits and some near misses here. Inability for Wyoming once again to stay on the field offensively.
Here's Fawaz, his 6th punt of the game. Fair catch called for by Khalil Shakir. Big day tomorrow. Big 12 contenders squaring off in the big noon Saturday game of the week. 8th-ranked Oklahoma taking on number 13 Baylor. It all starts with big noon kickoff, of course, live from Waco at 10 Eastern. All part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Certainly a lot of talk going on about this the last couple of weeks. What's the right 4? Well, this is the 4 right now. Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, and Ohio State. Cincinnati on the outside looking in at this point. Fog rolling into Albertsons Stadium. Pass complete to Kurt Raftal. His first catch of the night.
The transfer from Nebraska getting involved. Tim Plow told us he wants to get these tight ends going. They got a touchdown catch for Riley Smith in the first half. Now they get the redshirt senior going on a movement play.
And here's another one that falls incomplete. Shakir not able to hold on. It was Blankenbaker coming in from his nickel spot there in coverage.
Boise State has opened up the offense a little bit more in the second half, trying to attack guys like Blankenbaker, but it hasn't really translated into points yet.
Trips left for Bachmeier. Halani gonna get the carry. And there are a lot of hats on the football. There was nowhere to go. Cole Goodbow getting off the bottom of that pile for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Bertinoli, Goodbow, all of them right on top of it. And there's Goodbow getting up. Really solid up front so far, Wyoming has been. They have not broken in the face of this Boise attack.
Tempo for the Broncos. You can see on the right side there. It looked like Kurt Rafdal with a false start for Boise State.
False start, number 87. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Rafdal after making the catch.
After the penalty, 3rd and 15. You look at the play selection, and that's about as even as you can get. Broncos need 15. Lucky that wasn't picked off. Right over the middle, and it was Keon Blankenbaker who got a hand on it.
And again, heavy pressure on Hank Bachmeier. You could hit Hank Bachmeier all game. He's going to keep getting up, but that doesn't mean it's not effective. That ball very close to being picked off, and it looked like 2 Cowboys got home there. Crawl on the edge, and Bertinoli in the middle.
Punt coming here from Velasquez. And fair catch called for at the 25-yard line by Caleb Cooley. Still tight. 6-point ball game here at Albertsons Stadium. Back after this. And we are back. FS1 College Football, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage on the blue. Boise State with the lead after 3, and they have been perfect dating back to 1998, trying to hold on to that lead. Wyoming doing their very best here to try to make that not happen for the first time since 98. Swin with some room past the 30 and the 35, and then he is smacked out of bounds after picking up the first down by Tyreek Jones.
This gain was created by number 80 right here, Parker Christensen, the fullback, the sophomore, with a great lead block there on the edge that springs Swen. And that's exactly, there it is again, really well done from that position. And that's a good way to start the drive for Wyoming. They've had a lot of trouble staying on the field.
There he is again, slips for a minute, keeps his balance, breaks a tackle. J.L. Skinner had him by the foot. Great contact balance there from Titus Swen.
Remember, J.L. Skinner just came out with the hand. Maybe he couldn't grab. Let's take a look at Swen here. He's holding on to that leg. He really is.
He slowed him down just enough until enforcements were on the way. 2nd and 5 for Wyoming. Valladay, Scott and Matlock. First one there to stack them up.
Scott Matlock, a guy we haven't talked about a whole bunch, a great player and a hometown stud. They love him. Homedale, Idaho. Homedale High School, home of the Trojans. 8.5 TFLs going into this game. They did not lead block with Christensen, threw him on that one, and it sets up a huge 3rd down.
3rd and 5, Valladay in at running back. Plenty of time for Williams, complete to the 50-yard line. Nayor hauling it in, Jones in coverage. 1st down, Cowboys.
They isolated their best receiver. Nayor's on the inside there, and he runs it out. Getting a clear route from Cobbs. And a really well-thrown ball right in front of Tyreek Jones to keep the Pokes on the field. And now they've got something going here. They've not hurt themselves with penalties thus far on this drive like we've seen previously in this game.
And this time it's Valladay plus territory and then some. Inside the 30-yard line before he's finally dragged down by Wimpy, untouched until he gets into the secondary. 22-yard run.
Are they going to call a chop block here on the edge there? It looked like maybe
holding.
Oh,
Number 18.
Just a hold.
Offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
It was on the edge. They're calling it on Joshua Cobbs, the receiver, and just the penalties on these drives as Coach Bowl looks on. Let's see it here. There's number 18, and that is the hold.
Yeah, that's a costly penalty. That's penalty number 8. It was Canijo that he was holding. Going to throw on 1st and 13. Williams picked off. Williams is picked off by Dimitri Washington. He was pressured off the hands of Trayton Welsh. And then Dimitri Washington with Boise's 21st forced turnover of the season.
Rolling on the field. Interception. First down.
The same thing happens. Wyoming sets themselves back with a penalty. Williams tries to make a play, throws behind Welch, and the ball ends up in the arms of the redshirt junior Dimitri Washington. Great speed from the edge rusher, and a nose for the end zone and a big smile on his face. And Wyoming, penalties and then a mistake, and that's kind of been the story of the night for them. These unforced errors that led to great things for Boise.
Pressure coming from the nose tackle, Jackson Cravens. Forced Williams to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to, and the result, an interception return. They are now in the red zone. Quick pass to Andrew Van Buren. And after all that, Chad Muma holds him to just a 2-yard gain.
Muma really cleaned that play up. Williams frustrated there with the throw behind Welch. Elation on the Boise sideline. Watch Muma run to this play where the number 48, he's going to show up. And that is a big back, just slamming him to the ground. 6', 240 is Van Buren. Handled by Chad Muma.
Van Buren again. He's moving inside the 5 and into the end zone. Andrew Van Buren for the score.
Dimitri loves it. Van Buren loves it. What a great job by Andrew Van Buren. Getting his first real action of the game, a couple of touches. Cold on the sideline, and then coming in, handling the ball security, running over Rome Weber and Isaac White, two physical safeties, and bullying that ball into the end zone, capitalizing on the Wyoming mistake.
Touchdown number 9 on the season for Andrew Van Buren. That his first catch, and then his first run of the night, and then his first touchdown of the night. Andrew Van Buren trying to put this out of reach for Wyoming. Not there yet. Just over 7.5 to go. Defense stepping up for Boise State. Williams, tip drill, picked off by Dimitri Washington. Tore his ACL last year against Air Force. Back now. 37-yard interception return sets up the Andrew Van Buren score. And Boise State trying to keep that record intact when they are leading going into the fourth quarter. Van Buren scoring his 9th touchdown of the year. This is Cam Stone with some room past the 30. And then spinning his way to the 40-yard line, a 38 return before he's taken down by the kicker, Velasquez.
Still throwing a party on the sideline is Dimitri Washington. And the Boise State Broncos defense, Andy Avalos defensive guy, Spencer Danielson, the coordinator, saw the takeaways that they've been forcing. A big part of what they've done this year that has given them success. And Wyoming offensively, they've really struggled in the face of it.
Starting from the 40, it's their best starting field position of the game, and Williams has hit Matlock with the pressure. How many times have we seen that this year?
That was Cravens on the previous drive, forcing the pick. This time, a little further outside the defensive end, Matlock. Violent collision there in the backfield, and then the no.
Spencer Danielson, the defensive coordinator, said Matlock is everything you want in a player. Said he sent videos to Danielson every day early during COVID when everybody was quarantined. He kind of sneaking on the fields to work out. Said, look, coach, I'm still going. Pressure coming there from Noah. He would just find a park. Work out by himself. Here's Matlock. This is a huge 3rd and 10 play for Craig Bowles' Wyoming offense. If they want to come back in this game, points have been tough to come by. They're going to have to convert here. Williams deep over the middle. Well covered. Ball falls to the ground. He was looking for Naor, but Caleb Biggers was with him step for step.
Look, I thought for a second like Naor was going to make that catch just right in front of the face of Caleb Biggers because his arms are so long. Look at the length of those arms. And he's got it there.
He does have it right against the shoulder pad.
Almost completed that catch against Caleb Biggers.
And it also could have been an interception by Biggers.
Yeah, it was pretty close there.
So here comes Fawaz, his 7th punt of the evening. And Shakir calls for the fair catch. So 9 drives, 7 punts, 4 3-and-outs for this Cowboys offense tonight. Almost converted here. Not quite. Back in Boise, a look at Andy Avalos, first-year head coach. Of course, played in the early 2000s and coached here as well, and now back as the head man. He's the first defensive-minded head coach that Boise State has hired since the 90s. All those head coaches that have been here have all been offensive guys.
Quarterback types.
Keeping it on the ground. That's Bibi Lakio. Easton Gibbs on the stop. They've had some great coaches. Brian Harsey, Chris Peterson, Dan Hawkins, Dirk Cutter, even Houston Nutt, all offensive guys.
All Boise guys, though.
Truth.
It feels like it. And through the head coaches, Boise's done the best job of maintaining their identity and their supremacy in the Mountain West Conference, and you see what they've been able to accomplish. And now they're here trying to run out the clock in the 4-minute drill. Outside of 4 minutes. I mean, Wyoming's defense has played really well in this game. It just can't stand up to all these waves.
Bibi Lakio again, right up the middle. And he'll pick up the first down. It's George Helani taking a rest after he broke the 100-yard mark for the 2nd game in a row.
Keo sees the hole right there on the right side, right off the hip of Uzo Usuji. Keeps the clock moving and dives forward for the first down, and Wyoming's D starting to get tired. You started to see it when Van Buren ran through them after the interception, starting to have some discouragement set in.
Bibi Lakio again with room and close to another first down. It's Easton Gibbs on the stop again after the pickup of 9.
Really looked like the game was going to start out. George Helani was going to have 40 carries. Now they're starting to mix it up. Lakio not touched until Gibbs grabs that leg and gets him down.
John Ojoku with the nice block on that run. You look at the running game here, 32 carries, 160 yards, 5 yards per. This is a team that really struggled to run the ball until they got Helani back. averaging 2.6 yards per carry. Prior to that Fresno State game, 187 yards last week, and they are just chewing up clock, and they get another one.
And a lot of those first downs have come from running the ball. You see the hands on the hips for Wyoming. That's good, Bo. Getting tired. Wyoming just set themselves back. They had conservative offensive game plan, but just too many little penalties kept them punting the ball, and Boise's been more mistake-free, no doubt about that.
Bachmeier to throw, complete to Riley Smith, and Smith wisely cuts back and stays in bounds. Boise State essentially doing everything they want to do on this drive. That's a pickup of 27.
Well, now they have so many of the Wyoming players committed to the line of scrimmage and waiting for the run, able to hold the linebackers there. You saw Muma so close to the line of scrimmage get the ball to Riley Smith, who's been effective tonight when they've decided to use him.
Breaks the tackle of Rome Weber to pick up a couple extra yards. 2 catches, 29 yards, and that touchdown for Smith. Habibi Lakio. Gonna take it here with some room, and he is absolutely smacked by Muma. 13 tackles in the game for Muma. When he tackles you, you feel it, Petros.
Yeah, he ends your journey pretty quickly. I think 9 solos on the night as well with that one. Look at Muma come over the top. He scrapes over and just... Lakio straight to the ground. This guy is a lot of fun to watch, and I think he's going to be playing linebacker for a long time.
A lot of NFL attention. 2020 draft saw Logan Wilson and Cash Malawia drafted by the Patriots and Bengals respectively. Wilson leading the Bengals in tackles right now in his second year. Victor Jones on the tackle. A lot of these Mountain West schools putting more guys into the NFL than they have in the past. Boise State leading the way with 19. Wyoming right behind him with 14.
That's interesting, you know, and they both recruit very heavily outside of the state. I mean, they have some in-state heroes from Idaho and some in-state heroes from Wyoming on their teams respectively, but they do a great job at identifying talent and then developing talent. Both of these are developmental programs.
Look at Andy Avalos, knows all about recruiting. In the Rocky Mountain region, Wyoming calling a timeout, 3rd and 3 coming up. And when you're in a Wyoming where Craig Bohl has been for 8 years now, or Idaho, not exactly the most fertile recruiting region, especially when you go to those small towns. They've been playing 8-man football in some of those places.
Yeah, they do a great job of identifying guys and really finding how they fit into their program and then working with them.
Bachmeier going to go to the air. That one complete. And it was Shakir pushed out of bounds by C.J. Colden.
We've seen some guys take some hard hits in this game. Levi Williams, the Wyoming quarterback, Khalil Shakir down the field on an incomplete pass in the end zone. Good thing is we've seen all these guys get back in the game. Crawl on the defensive front for Wyoming. Some guys, the wind knocked out of them, able to get back into this game and keep competing. Shakir's one of them.
Clock still moving. 2 timeouts left for Wyoming. A couple left for Boise State as well.
And that interception really felt like it took a lot of the air out of things for Wyoming.
Fakes the toss out to the left, and Bachmeier thrown down. This time it's Easton Gibbs, the other linebacker.
Yeah, he's putting on a show, too, as far as production goes.
Wyoming at the 2-minute mark here in Boise, down by a couple of scores. Monday on FS1, the Gavitt tip-off games begin. 2 elite conferences going head-to-head. First, it's number 11, Illinois. facing Marquette. Then Providence takes on Wisconsin. You can catch all the action Monday starting at 7 Eastern right here on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. This guy's ready for some hoops. I think. Look, he's working up a sweat. He's been dancing all night long in the stands.
Oh, yeah. Feeling it now.
BB Lakio wrapped up by Victor Jones. So here's a look at the upcoming schedule for Boise State. New Mexico and then San Diego State still ranked in the top 25. So you win out, you have a shot to play for a conference championship.
And that's what they're used to as well. They need a little help from San Jose this week, but Coach Avalos and this Boise State program, they expect to be there every year.
3rd and goal. Swings it out to the left side. Billy Bowens down at the 11-yard line. For Boise State, you start the season 3-4. You go into the bye week, you reevaluate, you do a lot of self-evaluation. And since the bye week now, they're going to be 3-0.
It seems like their identity has been more solidified as a younger staff. I think they had to identify exactly who they wanted to be offensively under Tim Plow. But overall, I mean, they had a tough schedule to start out. They started out with that big weather delay in Central Florida. They played Oklahoma State. They played BYU. I mean, they had a tough year. UTEP's been good this year.
And Jonah Dalmas remains perfect. Now 3 for 3 on the night. You talk about how tough these games are. Yes, this season to this point hasn't been exactly what Boise State fans or their coaching staff expected, but this schedule has been tough, and they have a couple of wins on the road against top 25 teams.
They've taken on all comers, and they beat UTEP handily, but UTEP's a good-looking football team this year. And humbling Fresno in the Valley last week, I think, was a big point of reassurance for Coach Avalos and this team, knowing that what they're doing is doing things that are headed in the right direction. There's no doubt. And beating BYU at that point in the season, how well BYU was playing.
In Provo, 26-17 win at BYU, which was ranked in the top 15 at that point in time. Oh, yeah.
They got a mic on that dog?
Just loud, man.
He gets the tea, I know.
Cameron Stone going to let it go. I love that. Oh, overshot it.
Oh, no.
There it is. The blue turf makes it even hard on the dog, I think. Look at that.
Well, he doesn't think he's swimming.
You never know. Maybe he took a dive and he surprised him.
First down.
Wish I could teach my English bulldog to do that. Williams goes down. Second sack of the game. This one from Shane Irwin.
Oh, I love Shane Irwin. Been a little beat up this year, but still a sack master. His 3rd on the year.
Tripped up. Clock still running. Andy Avalos' crew on their way to 3 wins in a row. Prior to last week, they hadn't won 2 in a row all season. Here's Naor inside the 40. Trying to turn on the Jets. In for the touchdown, Isaiah Naor. Wow.
Touchdown.
74-yard score for Naor. Puts him at 126 for the night. So on a personal level, a heck of a game for Isaiah Naor.
How about the way he's been coming on recently as a weapon for this offense, right between the safety and the corner, and he just turns on the jets on that long frame, 6'5", and strides it out to the end zone. Looks like a guy finishing a 400 race at the end of that. What an impressive play on an overall disappointing night for the Wyoming offense. We're going to go for 2.
Longest pass of the season for Wyoming. 126 receiving yards, a season high for Naor.
Timeout, Boise, second and a half, 30 seconds.
Boise calls a 30-second timeout. And we had Naor matched up against Caleb Biggers. We'll see if we get another look at that. Here's a look at what Wyoming has left. They head to Logan to take on Utah State. And then Hawaii comes to War Memorial Stadium in Laramie.
Those aren't going to be easy, but plenty of opportunity to get bowl eligible for Coach Bowles' crew. And what's been an interesting year, an up and down year for the Cowboys.
And it is again, it's Naor and Biggers at the bottom of your screen. Williams going the other direction and not going to complete that pass to Joshua Cobbs. Failed 2-point conversion. Andy Avalos now just a couple of seconds away from his 3rd win in a row. And we are back, a 10-point ball game after the Isaiah Naor touchdown that covered 74 yards. Too little, too late for Craig Bowles' Wyoming Cowboys, who have yet to win here on the blue turf at Albertsons Stadium. It looks like Boise State about 4 seconds away from improving to 15-1 against the Cowboys. Onside kick coming and whistles.
Last and a half, 30 seconds.
Another timeout called.
Coach Avalos.
All smiles. He's never won 3 games in a row before as a head coach.
They're asking him if he's icing the things the way that Bull did at the end of the first half. And I think he wanted to take a look at something with his hands team. This is an opportunity to work something situationally, really for both coaches.
Smart for the 40-year-old head coach. You talk about the young staff. He has a 32-year-old defensive coordinator in Spencer Danielson, the 3rd youngest DC in the nation. So a lot of youth on this staff.
Yeah, and a lot of exuberance. I really feel the same about this Boise team and this machination of the staff that we have with all the others over the years. Just really purposed, great culture, a lot of pride in how they compete in the Mountain West.
Fair catch called for with 2 seconds to go. Andy Avalos did a heck of a job of turning things around. You go into the bye week and you take a hard look at things. It certainly helps that you get your running back, George Halani, back, who has had back-to-back 100-yard games. He missed 3 games with a hamstring injury this year. He was on a snap count until last week. And you see there, Avalos and his Broncos now 8-0 at home all time against Wyoming.
And this game has got a lot like Boise and Wyoming games in recent memory. A tight game, a well-contested game, a physical game. And Boise comes out on top and finds a way.
Another solid performance from the quarterback, Hank Bachmeier. 23 of 32, 225 yards to go along with a touchdown pass. And Andy Avalos
Beat the Cowboys.
now riding a 3-game winning streak for the first time in his head coaching career. Boise State also, by the way, with their 6th win of the season, becomes bowl eligible for the 24th straight season. That's remarkable.
Absolutely. Just a great tradition of excellence in Idaho's capital. Boise's got New Mexico coming in next week. They're looking to build on what they've created, like you said, since the bye week.
It has been an impressive last few weeks for the Broncos after a disappointing start. Now bowl eligible. 6-4 on the year, 15-1 against Wyoming. A balanced attack, a big interception on defense, and the Broncos now have won 3 in a row, a 10-point win over Wyoming. New Mexico coming up for Boise State next week on the blue turf at home in the state capital.